Trump when it comes to ousting those who oppose him and his policies. Kentucky Congressman Thomas Massie, one of the few Republicans who pushed for the full release of all the Epstein files, was defeated in his primary by a Trump loyalist. Here's ABC's Jay O'Brien.
Massie brought Epstein survivors to Capitol Hill. He accused President Trump of abandoning his base on the Epstein issue. And it seemed like every time Thomas Massie opened his mouth about Jeffrey Epstein, Donald Trump grew even more angry and even more angry and even more angry. And it resulted in this primary challenger that Trump really handpicked to run against Massie.
Candidates backed by the president also did well in primaries in Alabama and Georgia. A shocking provision in President Trump's nearly $1.8 billion trust set up by the IRS to go to people who think they've been targeted by the government for political reasons. It was signed off on by Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche, says ABC's Alex Mallon.
It was only when Blanche left the Hill yesterday that this other extraordinary document hit the DOJ's website. And this document includes a graph that says that as an addendum to that Monday settlement agreement, the IRS is now precluded from forevermore looking at, examining, or reviewing President Trump's tax returns, the tax returns of his family, the tax returns of any businesses or companies or public trusts or private trusts that they may be associated with.
The suspects in the San Diego mosque shooting appear to have been radicalized with terror ideology online. Former counterterrorism official and ABC News contributor John Cohen.
That's where the content lives. That's where the content that motivates and informs these attacks is spread. And that's where these attackers, whether ideologically motivated or not, seek to gain their immortality.
Those shot include the center's security guard. This is ABC News.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-551-7672. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-551-7672. That's 800-551-7672. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solution.
News this hour is brought to you by the Rusty Healy Agency in Madison. Call Landon Thompson at 601-856-3681 to request a quote or learn more.
The trial for the accused Beth Israel bomber won't happen just yet. You'll see a 60% chance for rain all day today with a high at 86. Tonight, another 60% chance for showers with a low at 69. That chance goes up to 80% for Thursday with a high at 84, and that includes the possibility for storms. Friday, a 100% chance for rain. With news on 103.9 WYAB, I'm Chris Davis. The federal trial for Stephen Pittman of Madison, the man accused of bombing Congregation Beth Israel Synagogue January 10th, has been delayed so that Pittman's lawyers can look over new material in the case. He's charged with arson, damage to religious property, and use of fire to commit a felony. The trial was supposed to begin June 1st, but will now start August 3rd. Child exploitation was the charge and conviction, and former Reservoir Police Officer Rodney Jernigan will spend the next 20 years of his life in prison for it. Jernigan got that sentence Friday, which also includes another 20 years on probation once he gets out. Parents tipped off police about their children being asked for sexually explicit pictures online 2 years ago. To help the people who were affected by the tornadoes and storms that hit Franklin, Lamar, Lawrence, Lincoln, and Wilkinson counties earlier this month, Governor Reeves has asked President Trump to declare a major disaster for those counties. 88 houses were destroyed in those storms, and Reeves says he's asking for individual assistance to be made available to those people. The Hilton on County Line Road is up for auction, reports WLBT. The owners have defaulted on their $49 million loan, reports the TV station, and so it is up for sale to the highest bidder with the opening bid at just under $2 million. More news in 1 hour on 103.9 WYAB. I'm Chris Davis.
Have you ever listened to WYAB and thought, I could do that? Well, maybe you can. 103.9 WYAB, Central Mississippi's stimulating talk radio station, is looking for fresh, local voices to join our on-air lineup. Are you the person everybody argues politics with at work? The one your friends say should have a radio show? Then maybe it's time to stop yelling at the dashboard and start talking into a microphone. If you're passionate about current events, politics, faith, business, sports, or just telling it like it is, we want to hear from you. Previous radio experience is helpful, but personality, authenticity, and the ability to connect with listeners matter even more. This is your chance to be heard across all of Central Mississippi. If you think you've got what it takes to host a talk show on WYAB, send us a short audio sample and tell us about yourself. Email Matt at WYAB.com. That's Matt at WYAB.com today.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are the individual views and opinions of the people expressing them and do not necessarily reflect those of this radio station, its parent, affiliated, or related entities, agents, or employees.
Welcome to the Chip Matthews Show, where politics meets the South. So grab your sweet tea, find a comfortable spot to sit back, and let's embark on this journey together. Chip away, chip away. Chip away, that's what I wanna do. Sweet little mama, I want my cat next to you.
And good. Wednesday. We went through this earlier, didn't we? Wednesday morning. It is the Chip Matthews Show. Of course, it's Chip Matthews. She is Dawn McKenzie in the studio with us today. And then over there is, as I look at the screen there is the one, the only, the future Congressman, Ron Ellett. Now, Ron, if you'll move around this way.
Yes, sir.
Then her mic stand won't.
I got to next time.
Yeah.
It's a terrible thing.
As
isn't
difficult as things can be, that's it. You know.
She's got war paint on, brother.
You better watch it. I get you today.
Okay, well, here we are in the studio, or rather, they're in the studio. I'm in the luxurious surroundings of the Gulf of Beethoven.
Behind the brick and steel.
But anyway, Gulf of Beethoven.
Behind the brick and steel.
Lunch today is pulled pork, red beans and rice, and hamburger steak. And
I like that red beans and rice.
And Chris will be in the kitchen cooking that cornbread. It's gonna be great. Gonna be great. Gonna be great. Lots of stuff going on this week. Where's all the nuts? Here we go. This week on the Gulf of Beethoven's, of course, Tony's Crawfish Invade, which he's already there. He's already invaded my world.
Yes, he showed up yesterday.
I had to leave to go do something. I come
He's
back and
excited.
he's taking over the world. But anyway, we'll work all that. Good morning, Will Brown, Robert Kinney. What the heck is going on? There we go. Shane Easley. Good morning, Dolly, y'all. Hilton Soul, she wanted to buy for students. Shane Easley. And more. That is exactly what they would do. JSU, they bought the last set of hotels they bought. Andy Gibson had to tear it out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'd rather they didn't buy them. They rented them long term.
And when they got done with them, they had to tear them down.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, that's over there by the thing. I mean, think about it, y'all. How much money they've spent Jackson State has wasted more money on additional housing for people that are going to school that aren't getting in. I mean, maybe you need to increase your ability to get into the school, other than just hand out diplomas just because you're in school in basket weaving or.
I see so many potential opportunities for that hotel.
Oh, for that hotel? I know. And of course, we're looking at making it the Beethoven, what was it? The Beethoven Arms. That's what we'll call it. The Beethoven Arms. And people will come there and hang out in the arms
of Beethoven. That would be funny.
Wouldn't it be funny, though? Mm-hmm. I'd rather have that big hotel. We were actually probably, if we bought it, we would take it and we would move it
We would.
Yeah,
We would move it.
We would move it to the reservoir
Mhm.
and put it right there on the Gulf of Beethoven.
And there needs
We
to
could
be
buy
one
it
there.
cheap and just move it.
Yeah.
I mean, otherwise, if you think about the hotels across the street from it, it won't be long before it's boarded up.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
That's true.
boarded up. House of prostitution.
You know, Gene, he got a tough job
Well,
keeping that county line road.
Well, yeah, I mean,
secure.
You know, you got both sides of county line road to be secure, and you know, Jackson has an obligation, and unfortunately, Madison County has a bigger obligation in being a part of that. And you know, you think about it, and although Ridgeland patrols that, I don't think that they've ever had Sheriff Tucker patrol that road. Now I know he's hung out on that road. I've seen him there when the Hilton was a nice place, and we'd go up there and hang out.
Yeah.
And we used to go listen to bands up there when Olga was running it. And then also down the road there, many people go down there to the Tico. Tico Inn. Tico Inn, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they need to
you put the microphone up where you in your. I need it right here, Mike.
Every day.
Well, if I put it over there.
No, I need you to put your mouth right there. Jeez, you can't talk into the side of it.
I know that.
Well, you do. You do it every day.
I'm hard-headed.
I mean,
I'm a politician, brother.
I don't want.
I'm not a radio host.
So am I. I don't need you to go to Washington and nobody can hear you. You'll be like,
don't worry, they'll hear me.
Be like Delbert.
Delbert. When Delbert has the microphone in his hand, it says, everybody claps. And everybody claps. And then the next thing you know, we're going, what did we just agree to? And then Delbert's redistricted the entire state at that point. So what are we going to do about, okay. So Thomas Massey has been in the national news, y'all, which has to do with the local. Understand that. In the national news, Trump is doing what he said he was going to do when he got there 8 years ago. Or is it 8 years or 12 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And he is draining the swamp. Okay. And the swamp didn't realize he was gone for 4 years, and he got back. And all he's doing is he pulled the plug out of the bottom of the bathtub, and here it goes. And then you got these people that were running for re-election that have been in office for all these years, but they were some of the ones that voted to impeach Trump.
Yes.
And they are gone.
Mm-hmm. Mitch McConnell
the people are speaking.
He had a 41-year run. Mitch McConnell did.
And doesn't that sound like that's a problem there?
Yes. And
yes,
President Trump made a call and got behind this guy, and he won by 60%.
Yeah.
President Trump, let's do the same in the 2nd Congressional District.
No kidding. But let's also go a step further. If you've been in office for more than 3 or 4 terms, it's time to go.
Well, that's why we need term limits, brother.
Term limits in the state. I mean, we have it in the governors and we have it in the lieutenant governor. But I mean, the problem is 20 and 30-year people getting into office, and you want to know why we're still dealing with civil rights? Well, some of them got in office back when they were voting on the civil rights bill.
And they forgot to move forward.
Yeah.
And they said, we did all this. And it's right now, like you've got the rally coming up that they're going to meet. I think they said at first they were going to meet at the old Capitol, and now the meeting is now with Benny and all them over at the Jackson Convention Center, because that is considered safe ground for Benny, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
And technically it should be safe ground all over Mississippi, but the Communist Party does not allow it on state property, is it?
Well, they allow it in a federal office.
Okay, but I mean, if you start thinking about it, and the NAACP's in town, and Benny's in town, and all the groups that are in danger of being out of business because they want to see civil rights stay in place, not equal rights.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody,
civil rights and equal rights are the same thing.
No, they're not.
It's that we're not going to allow it to be judged based on your skin color.
Civil rights and equal rights are not the same thing. There were a set of laws created by the Democratic Party to boost the level playing field of the black community which we've done, that they got what they wanted out of it. But in reality, they weren't ever, you should never have to wait. I mean, if you're only 38% of the population, you need to get busy and start raising some children that I mean, yeah, done a great job of getting the kids out there, but after you get them out there, you shoot each other. I mean, you take for every I guess for every 100 blacks born in Mississippi, there's 100 blacks being shot or killed in Mississippi. I mean, that's what happened by each other.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
It's black on black crime. So you don't gain anything. Okay. Then also you got all these people in jail, and you go, well, Chip, you only put black people in jail. Well, you're only the one shooting, and you're shooting at each other, and you want us to do something about it. And then when we do something about it, you don't like it. Then, of course, now a bunch of you are now judges across America. And then you go, if you're, the DAs put you in a situation to put you in jail, unless, of course, you're the DA in Jackson and you're waiting to go to jail. I mean, y'all think about all this.
And don't be picking on poor Jody.
I don't mean to be picking on Jody. Jody, what did Jody's little bold statement? I control things. The mayor doesn't have any power in here. I got all the power.
I decide what rules and regulations I will enforce.
I mean, come on, y'all. And that is a reality of a district attorney. That's sort of like in Madison County. Sometimes the district attorney does not want to fight election crimes. Okay. And point blank said so.
Yep.
Okay. And the same for Lynn Fitch at the top. The top attorney general in the state says, I don't want to fight election crimes. And if you look at all this, why do we allow it to go on? I do not know. And, and Ron, you're a very brave person to be wanting to get in the middle of all of this. And
you run to the sound of the cannon. You don't run from the sound of the cannon.
It's like we're under it. It's just like a school shooting or somebody attacking you at the school. You run to the problem. But for years, we have been forced by the party or manipulated by the parties to run away. That's why nobody goes to vote.
Yep.
Because I mean,
duck and cover.
Duck and cover. Don't worry about voting. We'll get this all worked out. I mean,
and we have extreme voter apathy.
Extreme. And everybody thinks that, okay, we'll just worry about me and my block. Yeah, I forgot to vote this year. That's okay. And, cause I don't have a pothole in my front. And then it'll take a pothole or your driveway or something wrong in your driveway for you to decide that the government needs to spend some of your tax dollars on you. Meanwhile, over in Madison County, we're starting to connect roads and make more traffic move back and forth a lot better. But that place is going to need an exit to the interstate too. And that place was one of the original places that's supposed to get an exit back when Nissan
annexed
was originally built.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're going to go through, I saw where somebody online was complaining, they're going to put the road through my front yard. And you're going, and look, and nobody doubts that the Three Amigos won't make sure that happens. That's just the way that is. I wonder who else owns land around there, and this, that, and the other. They build a new road in the middle of nowhere. I also saw somewhere where all roads that are being built, I got to research this. All roads being approved to be built in Madison County must be 4 lanes.
I had not seen that.
I said, well, that makes a lot of sense since you got all the 2-lane roads, the interstates and the highways, they're only 2 lanes. But they're not 4 lanes. You do realize that when you get past Gluckstadt going to Canton, where all the jobs are allegedly from all the AI centers and all the data centers we're putting in.
Yep. 51 drops down to 2 lane.
2 lane. 55, 2 lanes. Well, it's 4 lanes, but you know what I mean?
That's a 4 lane.
It's like if you get a little bit further up, it's the massive super highway, and that's to alleviate traffic for those Gluckstadt and up. But not take care of the people from Canton. And Canton is, what built that county. But there was something else I noticed last night when I got to riding around, because Dawn woke me up at 10:15 last night and in a panic and then just hung up. And then I was just like, well, what the heck? So I get out and ride around. And do you realize, and I'm wondering if there's some truth to this, and I'm going to research it. I want some other people to watch it and give me a call if they see this. Are the city's cutting the street lights off in various neighborhoods in order to save power, to give more power back to the energy, to the grid.
At nighttime?
At night. The whole idea of having a light is to be on at night, right?
I'm going to say those lights are on a mercury switch, but so it's going to be based on sunlight. Now they may be defective.
Well, when they don't come on at all, when you're looking at
there's a lot of them around say 220, 55.
Yeah, that's different. They stole. That's because that isn't mercury vapor problems. That is, I will say that was DA influenced, because they won't prosecute the people that keep digging up the lines out of the ground. And it's impossible to catch somebody stealing a high power electrical line that is at least 10 to 20 miles long, because that's how probably it is when you start riding around the circle of Jackson. Because as you're picking it up, they're taking it down the other side, and it goes all the way around. All you got to do is drive a little faster. If you're finding them in one end. But anyway, we're going to take a break. We'll be back with more right here on the Chuck Matthews Show as we talk about all the problems that we all live with every day in our life, and nobody seems to want to do anything about it. As we talk about all the problems that we all live with every day in our life, and
1039 WYAB.
In the heart of rural America, we know the value of an honest day's work. While the big corporate brands focus on their stock prices, Outlaw Light is focused on you. We're an independent American brand built on resilience. We don't preach or teach, we just brew. That means a high-quality, 105-calorie light beer at a price that respects your hard-earned dollar. For the patriots, the dreamers, and the doers, America deserves a new light beer. Grab an Outlaw. It's darn good beer.
The best investment on earth is earth. This is real estate agent Shane Saxton. As I like to say, the government can print more money, but they can't print more land. In the past 2 years, I've sold over $100 million in real estate. Call me today to get your land and home sold, because Saxton Sales isn't just a slogan. It's backed up by hundreds of satisfied clients just like you.
Find one of Mississippi's top real estate agent, Shane Saxton, on Facebook, or call Shane at 601-540-5040. Hopper Property, 601-724-1435.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Hot weather requires us to run the AC nonstop. Pure Air Consultants can inspect your unit today to ensure your AC is operating at peak performance. Pure Air Consultants is your go-to Rheem partner that can get the job done and have you resting in comfort in no time. Locally owned and operated, they have proudly served our community for over 22 years. Contact Pure Air Consultants today at mypureairconsultants.com. Rheem and Pure Air Consultants to the rescue.
Hey, Rankin County, swing by the locally owned and award-winning 042 Wine and Spirits on Highway 80 next to Sonny's Barbecue in Brandon today. We've got one of the largest selections around with over 200 bourbons and whiskeys to ignite your taste buds, more than 50 vodkas, 50-plus tequilas, 30-plus rums, and ready-to-drink cocktails, as well as premium scotches. And get this, we've got over 400 wines in stock for the perfect pairing anytime. Discover your new favorites today at 042 Wine and Spirits right next to Sonny's Barbecue, Highway 80, Cross Gates, Brandon.
At Flora Animal Hospital, our team doesn't just take care of your pet's needs. We feel like it starts with the pet parents. If the pet parent is informed thoroughly and understands the situation with the animal and why certain things need to be done or certain medications need to be given, it's easier to get that done. Our website is floraanimalhospital.com. It'll take you straight to the online store where your medicine can be purchased, food can be purchased, prescription or non-prescription, and they will be shipped straight to your front door. floraanimalhospital.com.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Cork and Door Company has been providing quality residential garage and commercial overhead door products to Mississippians for over 50 years. Cork and Door is a supplier of garage door parts and services such as LiftMaster, commercial and residential door operators, as well as Clopay, sectional commercial and residential doors, Asta, commercial sheet and rolling steel doors, and Cornell, rolling steel and shutters, with many in stock for the same-day pickup. CorkandDoor.com. That's CorkandDoor.com.
You can show your pride and patriotism in honor of the 250th birthday of this great nation by proudly flying a flag. And a complete flag source on I-55 in Jackson is the place to find it. All sizes for all purposes. And they have the official 250-year celebration flag. Have a look at CompleteFlags.com. That's CompleteFlags.com.
Now is the time to turn over a new leaf and shower yourself with savings at Mazda of Jackson. Mazda of Jackson has rates as low as 0.9% on select models, or spring into savings with up to $3,000 in customer cash with approved credit. Get to Mazda of Jackson today, where certified pre-owned vehicles and hassle-free trade-in options are also available. Shop online at MazdaofJackson.com or visit Mazda of Jackson, I-55 Frontage Road.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show. Here's your host, Chip Matthews.
It is the Chip Matthews Show, which we must be streaming live on Marketplace. That's going to be the new place that I got to get onto is Marketplace, because I spend too much time there.
You spend entirely too much time on.
Hey, good morning, Ricky Gray. Marketplace. Do we know him?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
He's one of our. He's one of our locals that loves Beethoven's.
yeah, and he also
And he's
loves
a good-
politics and
yeah,
we're
he's a
good
good
friends
guy.
of the mayor of Madison.
Mhm.
Let me. So you were bringing up while we were sitting here in the studio just talking. Let's see, what did I write down?
Don't move the wire.
So you were bringing up while we were sitting here in the studio just talking. This show is brought to you by Outlaw Light Beer. Just to bring that up for just a moment.
Oh, thank God I'm wearing a shirt today.
And
huh?
Schlitz is going out of business.
No way.
Yep. The last batch was brewed last weekend.
I did not realize that.
So, you remember the Schlitz Malt Liquor Bull?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. I mean, but I guess Peter told them they couldn't use the bull, and that just slowly just dwindled their sales down to nothing.
Yeah, I do.
I mean, but anyway,
I guess Peter told them they couldn't use the bull. and
there's
it
a
just
porch
slowly just
pickup.
Dwindled their sales down to nothing.
He's worse than any woman.
I got to get off
Dumpster
of that.
dives.
I got to get off of that. I got to get off of that.
Hence why he's driving around in his pickup.
Yeah, I can be driving him down the road. He's doing this, breaking his neck, trying to see something on the side of sidewalk. Pick up. What was that?
Well, it ain't like there are any women running around on the sidewalk in Madison County. I had never seen that.
Sidewalk.
Okay, yes, I have.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm only looking at the garbage cans.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You truly are.
He's kind of a trashy guy.
Yeah.
Today at Beethoven's on the Reservoir. Come on out, pulled pork, red beans and rice, hamburger steak. It's the classic pecan smoked pulled pork. It's loved by all in America.
Mm-hmm.
Tonight also is Songwriters Night at the Beethoven's. We have the Beethoven Sessions, where we'll have 4 Mississippi musicians who will get up there. Last week we had 4 great ones. We got 4 more this week, and got 4 more every week. It seems like there's tons of people that write songs in Mississippi,
Mm-hmm.
and they're all there ready to perform there, and they'll tell you the stories behind the songs, and you'll hear songs and go, God, that's gonna be a hit.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what goes on. And we're known for writing songs. But let's get back to our fair city of Jackson, Mississippi, where Dawn has been on traffic watch.
We actually have a JPD officer in a patrol car doing donuts in a parking lot.
Do you know who that
On video.
Okay.
On video.
Are you sure that's not a part of the mayor of the
Outreach.
Not the mayor's outreach, but
The police chief.
the police chief, who has decided we need to do a study.
Another one.
We need to pay for a study to figure out why people are shooting each other.
Well,
Don't want to.
It's community outreach. See, if they're busy watching the cops do donuts, then they're not shooting.
Well, the question is that the police chief doing the donuts? That's my question to y'all. You know,
Could
she in the community outreach, we got to get on the same level with them. We get out there and do some donuts in one of our cars. I mean, because as far as I know, I haven't seen her Durango yet. And if it is, does it have City of Jackson on it?
Well, this was a regular patrol car.
This is a regular patrol car, but I mean, every once in a while she'll dress in a regular patrolman suit. I don't know where she gets that uniform, because it's not the standard commander suit. That is in a white shirt. She's in a black shirt, black pants.
Well,
I've never seen
black
her
color is slimming. That's why.
Well, I mean, however they want to dress her, I can't believe she's not in a short skirt. No comment. I'm not going to say it.
Now, you know,
she knows I'm thinking about her right now.
You know, now the appropriate length for a skirt is 1 inch above, 2 inches below, measured at the crease to the back of the mid knee. I've been to those fancy kind of schools.
Oh, yeah. You shouldn't.
The government sent me to them in the military.
Yeah, many people in the government go to those kind of schools and get in trouble normally. Then, of course, you got to remember, and poor Lynn Fitch sitting over there, and we still don't know anything about the Pineywood School and all the girls that were leaving there to go to Epstein Island.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's talked about that. And when you start thinking about all the corruption that goes on in the state that has happened at different levels along the way, you got to think Trump's fixing to get knee deep in draining our swamp. We act like we're immune because we had our primary so far ago from the actual election date in November.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a point here where we may not be immune. You know, he may decide to figure out a way to everybody's act like they dodged a bullet by not doing what they need to do. Now, of course, if we get enough money in the place and this, that, and the other and get some people out to vote, Ron will be in Benny's seat. But that doesn't mean that we're not going to redraw the lines immediately.
Well, I believe they'll be redrawn immediately once we win in November.
Well, you know, my thing is for the GOP and the current people in office, every time they say they're going to do something, you know, like we're going to have
we have to have a study.
Remember, we were going to have a special election for the ballot initiative when it went away.
Mm-hmm. But we're going to study it first.
That's 7 years ago.
Yeah.
That's 7 years ago, y'all. We'll be back with more right here on the Chip Matthews Show with Ron Eller, future congressman, and Dawn McKenzie, future senator. You can take Cindy Hyde-Smith's place.
Yeah.
And then I can get you out of the Gulf of Beethoven's at that point. We'll be back with more in just a moment. You can take Cindy Hyde-Smith's place.
Yeah.
And then I can get you out of the Gulf of Beethoven's at that point. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
Keep it tuned here to 103.9 WYAB.
Acme Pizza and Daiquiris is leveling up. A whole new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris is now open at the Reservoir at Beethoven's Boardwalk in Ridgeland, right next door to Cock of the Walk. And the new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris will have all of your old favorites too, like the Acme Dynamite Balls and Garlic Knots, and the best specialty pizzas ever, like the Pig, the Sergeant Pepperoni, the Surf and Turf, and lots more. Come to the all-new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris location on the Res in Ridgeland, next door to Cock of the Walk.
The only thing hotter than Mississippi in the summer is a Mississippi summer when the power goes out. This summer, be ready. Call Cowden Electric. They can install a permanent standby generator that automatically kicks on the second the power fails and keeps your whole house running. Hey, you already got a portable generator? Call Cowden Electric and let them set it up so you can safely plug it into your breaker box and power just the essentials. Don't wait for the next outage. Call Cowden Electric today or visit CowdenElectric.com and stay powered up when the grid goes down. CowdenElectric.com.
Looking for adventure, amazing food, and a little relaxation all in one place? You'll find it at Cypress Point Resort in Brandon. Load up the family and experience a real drive-through safari, petting zoo, and thrilling guided Jeep tours. Then slow it down with mouth-watering steaks at the steakhouse, or grab drinks and live music at the tavern. Planning a wedding or reunion? Cypress Point Resort has beautiful venues and cozy lodging. Ready for your big day or just a weekend escape? It's everything you love about the outdoors with a touch of luxury. Cypress Point Resort. Wild fun right around the corner.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. President Trump's influence too much for a fellow Republican to overcome. On primary day in Kentucky, a longtime congressman losing after crossing President Trump too many times.
Thomas Massie voted against Trump's signature One Big Beautiful Bill Act. He voted to curtail Trump's military powers in Venezuela and in Iran. And most notably, and this was the big difference maker, he was the Republican architect behind that legislation compelling the release of the Epstein files.
ABC's Jay O'Brien, that led to the president endorsing Massey's challenger, Ed Gulrain. President Trump also making his choice in the Texas Senate Republican primary, endorsing Attorney General Ken Paxton over incumbent John Cornyn. An add-on to the settlement deal to end the president's $10 billion lawsuit against the IRS seems to shield the Trump family from any prosecutions related to IRS audits that are underway. This is ABC News.
Have you been injured through no fault of your own? Do you know your rights? Don Evans does.
Do you really believe that the insurance company would disclose all information to you? Don Evans will make sure that you are fully informed. It costs nothing to discuss your case. From car wrecks to malpractice, Don Evans will make you and your family whole again. Don Evans won't ever charge unless he collects for you. Call Don for a free, no-obligation consultation at 601-969-2006.
Hey guys, this is Casey Ellis with Ellis Autoplex, located on Highway 471 in Brandon. Ellis Autoplex, known as Little Truck City, is your old school mom and pop style dealership that's family owned and operated. We specialize in 4-wheel drive trucks, but don't worry, we have cars and SUVs too. Looking to sell your vehicle? Bring it by Ellis Autoplex, where we pay fair market value and we cut you a check on the spot. Need your vehicle service or repaired? We can handle that too. Shop us online or set your appointment at ellisautoplex.com. That's ellisautoplex.com.
This is Demario Davis from the New Orleans Saints. As a Brandon, Mississippi native, I've seen the positive effects Mercy House Adult and Teen Challenge has across the state. Help us restore broken families and fight against addiction by donating an unneeded vehicle, even if it doesn't run. Mercy House will pick it up for you. All paperwork is handled and you receive a tax deduction. Call 601-572-7296 or visit vehicledonationsms.com.
Thank you for helping us get our daddies back.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here is your host, Chip Matthews.
It is a Chip Matthews Show, heard around the world and all over the free land of the Dixieland and all over America. Well, I would say Mississippi's Dixieland and free, but it's not. It's a socialist state run by Benny Thompson because we live on government aid. And I see the other day everybody was saying, well, we're getting a grant for this park and we're getting a grant for this and we're getting a grant for that.
And some more money for education.
More money for education. And all of this money coming in comes from where? Our pocketbooks. Tax dollars, y'all. And everybody goes, Chip, you got to, give a little, take a little. Look, all they do is every time that we get up,
it's protection money.
They raise another tax. It's just like the mob. They want a little protection. But now my question here is, I need one of the, if we have any smart listeners that listen to me, because I know most of them are ignorant and don't vote. Okay, I hate to say that to y'all out loud, but we got to say that. I'd hate to think
the truth shall set us free.
Out of every 100 people listening, there's only 17 that vote. So I got to find which one is smart. Are the smart people the ones that don't vote? Is that the way y'all feel it? But anyway, here's what I want to know. If Trump can sue the IRS and the IRS can settle with the government to say that they'll never audit them again, and the IRS is technically a quasi-government entity partnership, right?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay. Same for the Federal Reserve.
The Federal Reserve is a private organization. It's not the government.
Okay. And the IRS was invented by who?
I'm going to have to go back and research.
Well, let's put it this way. First time we ever implemented
income
tax was during the Civil War when they needed to raise money to pay for the troops because the South had control of the tariff dollars because we had all the ports. We had all the ports, so we had all the money. So if you look at everything according to that way, we pay the government hires somebody else to get our money, and they're insane at the IRS, right?
Why do they need all these weapons?
Yeah, I remember when the tax commission in Mississippi started carrying weapons, and I was just like, "Holy cow!"
Yeah.
And they came into one of my places with guns drawn. My grandfather looked at them and said, "If I were 20 years younger," and he says, "If you were 20 years younger, we'd be taking you in." I just went, "Really?" But I just look at that and I just go, and I understand that people need to wear weapons. Trust me, there's a reason to wear weapons, but to come pick up money to assess taxes,
it's what you call intimidation.
And then this thing going on down in Jackson where this place had the living room open up, the guy opened up next door, and all of a sudden he's closed it down. And when they ask him why has he closed it down, and we find out that technically he had opened up, he had no permits. He was not zoned for what he was doing. He's actually zoned for what he's doing. He just doesn't have any permits. I hear them hemming and hawing in the news, covering. I can promise you, if it was Clay or myself down there, they would have wore us out when we had a place that when we went to open up the 105 originally, it was 105 Capitol, and Clay and I went down there. We had to get it off the banned list, the building, because they said the building is bad, and we opened that building back up and got it off the banned list because there's no reason for a building to be on the banned list. What it needs to be is the police department and everybody needs to work together to make sure that the operators are staying within the law. So now you got an area down on Fair Street, which you're not supposed to say anything about things going on at Fair Street that are bad. You don't want any more bad press in Jackson. But anyway, they're looking at the rules on Fair Street. Now, I will tell you this about the rules for parking in a central business district. You can park there. If you have a business in a central business district, you're not required to meet the parking regulations. People can park wherever they need to park. It's public space. Now, in the case of M-Bar in North Jackson, the former mayor and some of the city councilmen or whatever, they're all in bed with the M-Bar. They kept allowing it to expand and expand and expand, and they still allow it. And you have the murders that go on up there and the shootings and the bad traffic and everything else. But their occupancy is way over capacity when it's based on the fact that you're only allowed to have the number of people in the building that you have parking spaces for. And they blocked their parking lot to sell VIP memberships into the parking lot at that bar. But you don't hear them talking about that. Now, of course, the guy down on, and illegal bars have opened up all the time all over Jackson. I mean, it happens all the time, and people do what they want to do and get away with it. And the law enforcement looks the other way. Permit departments look the other way. Now, of course, if it were me or a white guy, you got to jump through the hoops. I remember
you need a liquor license.
Well, not only that, you don't have to have a liquor license to just open up a beer bar.
Yeah.
But you have to have an occupancy permit from the city of Jackson first. And like when we were opening up the Edge back in decades ago, I'll never forget the guy looked at us and said, "You got to get your architect in here." And he looked at me and I looked at him and I swear to God, y'all, I didn't understand what he was talking about because I had a building, it had double doors, it had all of that. And he says, "You need to get your architect." And I said, "What the hell does an arch need to be in that door for?" Sorry, didn't speak the lingo. But hey, we needed an architect. So when you think about all the things that they have laid in front of us, and when certain people go get permits properly, I can understand why all the other people just do it illegally. And then when they open up illegally and nobody has said that they've talked to the guy that owns this business, but did they arrest him? Did they fine him? Did they give him a ticket?
Nope.
No, we're going to work with him. You're going to work with him. He's been there not paying taxes. The state needs to step in and say, "Excuse me, you had a business open selling alcohol without a license." There's a girl that runs around, has a mobile liquor bar. She goes to different events all over the state, all over central Mississippi anyway. And she says she's legal to sell liquor out of the back of her car. And she shows up at parties and she sets up and does these things. That's not legal.
Nope.
Laws, all these laws are out there. And then you got JPD officers doing donuts in parking lots. And you got it on video. Now, somewhere in that video, I'm sure there's got to be some kind of identifying marks where you can figure out who that is.
Yes.
And they'll just say that somebody stole the car. I mean, hell, we got pictures in the past of police cars on blocks where they stole the tires off the car. And look, as a Ubering in one night at 3:00 in the morning, I once picked up a city official that was supposed to be on work. I'll say city official. I'm saying an employee of the city, and carried him to the Mustang Motel, where he waited a little while, and then they came back and picked him up from the Mustang Motel, and he went back to where he had his car parked, and where his car parked originally was over at the old airport. you know, hidden back there. And I'm just like, you're supposed to be on the clock working and you're out. I guess I was sleeping. No, they weren't sleeping, but you know.
Yeah. Well, it's the hourly rate.
It's called sleeping with each other. I know that. But anyway, but that's it. And the panhandler permit law. My question to you, they're panhandling for a reason. You know, now when the sororities and all of those get out in the streets and the different church groups get out in the street, that is panhandling too. They should have to get a permit. But when you got a homeless person out there panhandling and you're going to fine them, look, you're doing them a favor if you pick them up and carry them to jail.
Yep.
Because
3 hots in a cot.
3 hots in a cot. I mean, somewhere in here, the disconnect between the Jackson Police Department and how to solve their problem is not being connected. And then major crimes and our minor crimes, you know, people breaking into your buildings and this, that, and the other. They say, no, we don't need arrest. I got a phone call at 4:00 this morning from somebody because someone was beating an ex-employee of mine. They said, why? He was trying to go in somebody's house. I said, okay. Where does he live? I said, he doesn't have a place to live. He lives in the street. He tells people that I'm his daddy from time to time. You know, when he got shot, he's my daddy. I show up at the hospital and they say, your son. I go, I ain't got no damn son.
Yeah.
And if you did,
he ought to look a little more like me.
Yeah, he should look something like me, or at least be in the same race, you know. But that's just, you know, we got a lot of people out there that need help. We got mental health people on the ground. We need to figure out what we need to do. And we created the problem by no daddies in the houses and this, that, and the other. And the only way to go back to do this is you got to start now and just being tough. And when somebody does something, they're under 18, hold the parents responsible. And that's both of them. Because all of them got 2. Regardless of what you say in the world, there are 2 parents for every 1 person born.
Yep.
You know, they ain't making milkshakes yet that'll get you pregnant. But
well, they do have them clinics where you can go buy some stuff.
Well, you take the stuff, you can't take that stuff and mix it. There's only one baby daddy.
Yeah. Okay.
There's only and the mom knows who she is. Now she may not know who the baby daddy is. That's a different story altogether. But Mario help us out there. I mean, to think that there's a 24-hour channel of Maury that just sits there and does, you are the father, you are, to think that is a TV show.
Yeah.
Is insane. But it's one of the biggest populations out there. Okay, John, let me put it on you, Ron.
Yep.
How are you going to solve that problem when you get to Congress?
Well, you know, that's actually a state problem, not a federal problem. But, you know.
Where are you from?
That's the problem. We need to address a lot of social issues in this country, and it's not going to be a easy one-step solution.
Well, I was watching a black preacher on YouTube last day that popped up, and he was on there going, you know, the Civil Rights Act changed the degradation of people out there in the world. He says before the civil rights, when a man was on Skid Row, it was a white man on Skid Row because everybody else was taken care of. Black churches took care of a lot of their people. People were Christians in the black churches, in the black community. They looked at being a part. And, you know, there used to be a, and this was in all communities, black and white. There used to be a way that people felt about children out of wedlock. Okay. But as the society has gone downhill, this black preacher said, the black man is the biggest problem on the baby daddy situation. And as far as homelessness, there's more homeless black men than anything. And he says, and part of the problem for the homeless black generation of the black men is because when they go to find a place to sleep, some girl, you know, you got to pay X amount of dollars to stay at the house that night, but he finds a different house. That's how come he winds up being the baby daddy of multiple people.
Yeah.
You know, got to pay the way once you get in, you know. So, I mean, you just look at it. These are cultural problems that need to be looked at on how do you change society? How do you change these people? And when you look at the city of Jackson saying we're going to do a study, first solve the problem.
Mm-hmm.
First problem is if they're committing crimes,
prosecute.
But I mean, you really can't. How do you prosecute when your DA will be
criminal.
going to trial next month? You know, I mean, and then these judges have to learn that it's got to be tough love. You got to be across the board. You've got to start putting people away.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it doesn't matter if that. I watched in Judge, the judge? Oh, it'll hit me in a second. In a judge's court in Canton, where this guy was begging this kid. He's 13, and his parents got up and begged. He knew better. Blah blah blah. He was just wrong place, wrong time. And the judge looked at him and said, "Well, I'm sorry. You did the crime. You're going to do the time.
Mm-hmm.
You got to go to jail." And you go, but he's 13. He just turned 13. He committed a crime at 12. That you got to look past that. And that's where we've gotten is where if you're 18, they want to say, let you off the hook, you know, as a child.
Mm-hmm.
Look, at 18, you ain't a child anymore.
Well, it's kind of like if you look back to DC, remember when we had the Beltway sniper?
Yep.
And, you know, the one was underage. So we'll send him off to juvie.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, you're out there assassinating people. You know, it's time to find a tall tree.
You know, one time in America, you just couldn't get away with that. And then you go back and you go, well, when you go back far enough, 13-year-olds were allowed to marry.
Mm-hmm.
13-year-olds had babies. But we decided that was wrong, right? Because 13-year-old isn't smart enough. Well, you know.
There's 21-year-olds that aren't smart enough.
Exactly. There's 30-year-olds.
And then we can talk about like the transitioning. You know, how is it that, you know, a 10-year-old can decide, well, no, I'm not a boy, or no, I'm not a girl.
Well,
and we start giving them puberty blockers and doing mutilation surgeries on them. You know, that's not right.
And all that. I mean,
you know,
and so we got to cut it. We got this fine cutoff line of 18, and we cannot.
Don't be talking about that cutoff now.
And we can't move it in the right direction. Yeah. Watch out for the cutoff.
Yeah. Well, I would say if we're going to do something about the transition stuff, then I would say it's going to be 21. If I have to be 21 to buy a beer, then, you know, how can I?
But we're still going to let you go to war at 18. Yeah. You can't be waiting to 21 days.
Yeah.
Well, we got to take a break.
Talk to me about that.
Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Go to war at 18. You can't be waiting to 21 days.
Yeah.
Well, we got to take a break. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
1039 WYAB.
In the heart of rural America, we know the value of an honest day's work. While the big corporate brands focus on their stock prices, Outlaw Light is focused on you. We're an independent American brand built on resilience. We don't preach or teach, we just brew. That means a high-quality, 105-calorie light beer at a price that respects your hard-earned dollar. For the patriots, the dreamers, and the doers, America deserves a new light beer. Grab an Outlaw. It's darn good beer.
Want insider tips on foundation repair, maintenance, and how to protect your biggest investment? Todd Sandridge, owner of Superior Foundation Services, will be dropping in this month for quick interviews with your favorite local hosts. Whether you're dealing with cracks, settling, or just want peace of mind, this is a conversation you don't want to miss. Superior Foundation Services, helping you stay on solid ground. Find them online at superior.ms. That's superior.ms.
This ad is for all the guys who work hard and they expect their truck to do the same. At RPT Commercial, we have the accessories to help you on the job site. From names like Bedrock Flatbeds, WeatherGuard Toolboxes, Nap-High Service Bodies, ARE Camper Tops, Deck Storage Solutions, and so much more. Stop by our new store on Highway 80 in Pearl and check with our expert staff and see what they can do to make the job just a little bit easier on you. At RPT Commercial, trucks live here.
At Center for Orthodontics, we believe in family, tradition, and community. From kids to adults, Sandifer offers state-of-the-art orthodontic care with complimentary consultations, so everyone in the family can smile with confidence. Sandifer Orthodontics proudly supports Tri-County Academy and the Building on Tradition campaign, so a short drive to local businesses like Sandifer helps TCA thrive. Begin the journey to a beautiful smile at sandiferortho.com. Sandifer Orthodontics, Highland Village, Jackson, and Gateway Drive in Brandon.
Upgrade your yard this season with Hometown Hardware and Grasshopper. Hometown Hardware in Flora is now a proud Grasshopper mower dealer. Own a Grasshopper, own Mow Day. Hometown Hardware also has a great selection of outdoor power equipment from trusted names like Steel and Milwaukee, as well as Hustler. And don't forget, Hometown Hardware is your garden soil, potting mix, fertilizer, and pine straw headquarters. Hometown Hardware on Highway 49 in Flora.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind with friends and family? El Patrio Mexican Restaurant is calling your name. With locations in Flowood and Cross Gates, Brandon, El Patrio is the cozy, family-owned gym where great food meets great times. Enjoy El Patrio's signature margaritas and happy hour specials that keep their customers coming back for more. Indulge in their authentic Mexican dishes prepared with love and served in a warm, family-friendly atmosphere. Come to El Patrio and taste the traditions. El Patrio, where family, flavor, and fun come together.
Vans Comics, Cards, and Games is your local sports cards and memorabilia store, plus Pokemon, board games, comics, and more. Get in the game, make history, and own it at Vans Comics, Cards, and Games, Pear Orchard Road in Ridgeland, and at vansccg.com. Better ingredients, better pizza with a better website. Papa John's and papajohns.com team up for the best experience. Save more with Papa Rewards and all the best deals. Order today and enjoy the new specials and Papa's pairings at papajohns.com and at locations throughout the metro.
Fraud is everywhere these days. The good news, there are simple steps that you can take to help stay safe. AARP Mississippi is hosting free fraud prevention events to help protect yourself, like free shred events that let you safely dispose of sensitive documents, and free fraud prevention workshops in person and online. Register for a free fraud prevention event at www.aarp.org/ms.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here is your host, Chip Matthews.
So heard all the way around the world, and even in the, what is this? This is Mississippi?
Yeah, this is Mississippi.
Yeah, the communist-controlled nation of Mississippi. Socialism.
Welcome to the 2nd Congressional District.
Welcome to the 2nd Congressional. But the whole state gets the benefit off of it.
Oh, it does. It pulls down the entire economy of the state.
For every dollar we send in, we get $2 back, and we spend it statewide with grants.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just looking online that let me look at this again. Talking about redistricting. This is with Michael Hurst, talking with him and some different people. But they all talk about the redistricting thing like they, we don't need to worry about that right now.
Well, I bet after November 4th, when I'm declared the winner,
yes,
it'll happen.
Well, that I do believe, and I do believe that it should. But I mean, at the same time, it says that some of the other people are getting nervous about their positions. Well, get up there and vote right. You ain't got to worry if you right from wrong. If you'll do what's right,
it's real simple.
And if you're sitting on a committee, Mr. Guest, that works on ethics, and you're paying, and part of the ethics is you're using the federal tax dollars that are collected from each state. Say, hey, we can't do this.
Mm-hmm.
Say if we're going to have a slush fund, it's coming out of y'all's pocket.
Yeah. Support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
And unfortunately, domestically, we are in trouble. Yeah. Anyway, let's get to this. You're doing a personal day today?
Well, I have that. I have a real day job. I work in cardiac surgery, so yeah, I'll be
doing
that kind of stuff.
And Dawn, we're having pulled pork and red beans and rice and hamburger steak.
Mm-hmm.
We got singer-songwriter night tonight with Bridget Ferguson.
Yep. And then who plays this weekend?
And this weekend, it's Love and Ledbetter, Sweet Tooth Jones, Angela Pittman, Unfinished Business, and of course, there's Crawfish.
Mm-hmm.
We got about 10 seconds left now.
And Kim Wade's events next Thursday.
The Kim Wade party is next Thursday night. It's
1900, 7 p.m.
The
Beethoven's Boardwalk.
Beethoven's Boardwalk. Y'all need to come on out. All the hosts will be there. Say goodbye, y'all.
Goodbye, y'all.